You ain't gotta burn with me. You ain't gotta burn. You can still move on. You can still move on.
While I'm making this album, I just have so many thoughts running through my head, and I thought it'd be cool to document it, I guess, which I might delete it, because my work is so spontaneous and so, like, it's just shit that has to happen. It can't be forced to happen, and I feel like that's a problem with my work, and that's like, dude, that's so hard to deal with when it comes to working like on music and shit, since it's literally spontaneous to the point to where, like, if it's not even good in the beginning stages, it's just completely a bust. Like, it's not even worth trying to make a song out of it. I'm the only one working on this shit, and it's so fucking pointless sometimes, or it feels very pointless, because I just feel like I put all this work into it, and it's like, my last project obviously did as I thought it would. It got like 100 views on YouTube, and it didn't do good. Like, the SoundCloud is completely embarrassing. Like, the intro got like 15 plays, I think, and the rest got like below 10. I haven't slept. It's 7 a.m. right now, and I've been awake pretty much the whole time. I think I fell asleep. Like, I fell asleep into, like, not even, what is it, REM sleep? The super deep. I think REM sleep is the super deep sleep. It wasn't even deep sleep. It was, like, napping kind of shit. And I slept for, like, maybe 15 minutes. And, yeah, and then my mom woke me up to do this yard sale thing, which I don't even know if that's doing well. But they're out there doing that, and it was getting boring. No one was really coming, so I just decided to come in here and try to work on music. And so I just thought I would document it, even though I don't know if it's really worth it, to be honest. And I feel like when you produce something completely by yourself, when everything is completely made from scratch, you stand behind it a lot more. And with Wasted Potential, it was like, hell yeah, I put a lot of work into it. But I wasn't completely behind it, just because of the fact, like, a lot of it, the sounds on it weren't mine. And that kind of, I mean, at the time it didn't seem like a bad idea, but then after all the smoke cleared and it was a finished product, I was just like, it's like, it's not the same. It's certainly not the same feeling. Like, when you've made all the sounds on there, it's just like, it's a completely different feeling. You feel like that's part of you. With the whole mixtape, it was just kind of like a depressing vent. So, like this fucking vlog. Which right now it's at 90 BPM, which is like super low, but that's cut. So right now this is all I have. Just the chords. But I think it sounds pretty good, and it could go for like kind of like a funky, kind of upbeat, because like that was the whole point of the album, that I'm going, like, the concept. My last album was very dark and depressing, and I kind of want to channel that dark and depressing energy in a different channel, because I feel like the last one was too low, and I want to channel it a little bit higher, but still to the point where you get that vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like, not where you can, like you can't, which I added a bass to, which sounds really good to me, to be honest. And then pattern 3 is probably the part where I would add the drums, and then the bar is over. So this is pattern 2, so you can hear the bass. So you get a good feel of the bass. And then pattern 3 comes. The only problem is, like, it's very, so far, it's very, I don't want to do that. It's extremely, dramatic, which is not good for raps, obviously, so I'm gonna have to, like, really bring it with the drums here. Which I'm gonna use as kind of like, it's gonna make it not so dramatic. People are gonna be like, what the fuck is that? Like, what is that shit that's, like, extremely distracting from the extremely dramatic chords. So I'm going to use that to kind of make it more like hip-hop-ish. Not really. Not really. I don't know what it's for, to be honest. And then quiet it down a little bit. So it's like, I don't know. I feel like it's, I don't know. I'm about to go take a shower. I'm like getting tired and I'm greasy as fuck if you couldn't tell. So I'm gonna go take a shower. Hopefully that doesn't ruin the whole vibe of what's going on here. But yeah, I need a shower like ASAP. So I'm gonna go do that. If it comes out as a song. Let's do it without metronome. That high note really hits. But you can feel the bass in it, so I'm not worried about it. Okay, now not a good idea. That sounded awful. Ooh, I like that. Yo. He passed out.
Like, just get over yourself.
Sober, slowly becoming less of an option. Childhood friends driving cars and hotboxing while I'm becoming a chump, pill popping just to get through these nights. Out of sync with the life cycle, I'm finally asleep by the time the sun's rising. Piss my mom off. Swear when I'm old enough, she'll probably kick me out.
So, update. This is like 3 days later. This is 2 days before the release of Desolate, which is basically, in a way, it's the release of the title of my next album, Downerz Aren't For Everyone, which I actually got a shirt. I made a shirt that says Downerz Aren't For Everyone, and in the picture for Desolate, I'm wearing the shirt. So it's basically like a title reveal without, like, low-key. Like, some people might look at it and not really think much of it. Other people will look at it and be like, that could be a title to something, possibly an album. That's what it is. Doing drugs and rapping, missing face tats. Hurry up, take the cash, let's get our face tatted. Way back before the birds bees, boy was in the house with a few stories, and life was never up every it's the fucking ad-libs that fuck me up. Yours truly, are you fucking kidding me? Back to a fixed posture. Damn it, it happened again. Unruly boy, yours truly, lonely as hell, ticked off in a pic. Why did I say it like that? Okay, that was ugly as shit. I will never say it like that again. Dragging snakes all through the lawn, gas me up, shit, I need some exposure. Need some help, boy overdose, and too low for heaven, yet legs curl from Satan. Don't come after me, I'm too fucked up for saving. Oh, shit. Kiss the devil himself, head leveled as hell, disheveled shirt acting fine like some Ted bezel as well. Don't touch me, I'm real low on them Unisom tabs. Dragging snakes all through the lawn, gas me up, shit, I need some exposure. Need some help, boy overdose, and too low for heaven, yet legs curl from Satan. Don't come after me, I'm too fucked up for saving. Too fucked up for saving. Too fucked up for saving. Well, yo, what's good? What's cracking? What's pracking? What's packing? Anyways, so I'm making this quick little vlog because I just released Desolate, and basically, one thing that I want to explain about my music and about my art is because I don't even really see it as music. It is music technically, but it's also art because it's a way of expression. And Desolate was not good, in my opinion. It wasn't very good, but I didn't want to trash it because it meant a lot to me. It was still a very deep form of expression. It just wasn't up to par with what this album is going to be. Have you listened to Desolate yet? No. I just released it.
Actually, I did.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Oh, she bumping my stuff.
I was your 8th view. Please shut up.
I got a show coming up, right? I got a show in downtown Memphis at this cafe. I know what's going to happen at this venue. I'm going to get there. It's going to be a lot of strictly like hip hop, rap, trap artists and fans of that kind of music. So I need to I don't want to necessarily blend into that. I just want to. The one song that I wanted to perform was False Hope, which is the last song on the mixtape. And it was super personal. It was a super personal song. And basically, if you don't know the concept of it, is basically False Hope is basically about how I have this hope that one day I'll be famous and that I'll be making music for millions of people to listen to, and I'll go to these shows and a ton of people will be there with like shirts with my name on it and shit and be my fan and shit. I have this hope that will happen, but I know that it's false hope because I know that it's very unlikely that will happen. But I just want it to happen so bad that I'm willing to go to any extent. And if it doesn't happen, in a way it was a little exaggerated, but I was like, in the last bar is like and that's saying a lot because I don't like going places. I just mainly stay in my room and think about what I would do if I were to make it. That's when I wake up and realize that I will never be famous, and I think about my life and whether or not I should take it. That's extremely deep, and that's extremely depressing, and that's something that I know a lot of people who want to be turned up and have a good time are not going to want to listen to. But that was just how I was feeling, and those kinds of feelings are very hard to vent, and it's very hard to put that out there because people are going to be like, they judge you, like how people are judging, X's 2017 freshman cypher. Like, people are like, wow, he totally killed the vibe. Like, that's what I'm saying. That's what I don't want to happen to me. I opened up FL Studio like 3 times today, and just I made a chord progression. Like, this is the chord progression that I made.
Oh fuck. It's pretty much the same thing, and then it just goes. Wait, this is a cool transition. I want to nail this. Okay. I didn't nail it. Fuck. Alright, I think I'm just gonna go straight from here. Make it raise an octave. Would that even matter? I don't even know if that matters, but we gonna see. That's actually real. I like that a lot. Alright, I think I have an idea. I'm gonna go with this idea, so this isn't like a huge video. I'm gonna go with that. Oh, dude, that's tight as fuck. The chords. It's gonna start the chords. So it's gonna be like, ah. And then it starts that. Even though there's not a lot of impact in that, I still feel like it would be good. I've been really struggling to make music for the past week. And it's really getting to me, and it's just, it's really frustrating because school's coming up, and I just know when school gets here, I mean, it's in like 2 days, I haven't even made, I'm not going to be able to make hardly anything, during school. It's just how it is, and I ran out of software instruments. Like I'm using FL Studio, and it's all the software instruments are just fucking awful. They just fucking suck. Either they suck or I've used them. So I'm switching to my piano, and I'm gonna try and probably get a job or something, get some money, and buy instruments. I'm just so stressed. I'm so annoyed. I'm stressed. And the funny thing is, it's all for nothing. It's all for nothing because no one is going to listen to this album. No one is going to listen to it, and I know that. And I have trouble telling myself that. It's so easy for me to just be like, okay, I'm just going to go upstairs and play video games and just fuck all of it. You know? It's so easy for me to do that. It's like, why am I putting myself through this when no one is going to listen to the album? And it's not like I'm saying, oh, please listen to it. Like, if you don't like it, then why would you listen to it? You shouldn't listen to something just because you feel bad for the person. Like, so I'm trying to set up my piano stand
and try to get my piano away from this loud ass computer so that when I record, because I'm going to try and record instruments off the piano, and it probably won't sound authentic, and it's probably going to sound like shit, but this is all that I have. This is all I can do. And it's just in the back of my mind, it's just like, you're not even making good music. The music is not even good. Because you're in this room that's supposed to be a bedroom. You don't even have sound pads up. Like, you just, it's awful. Why are you doing this? I'm just so pissed. I'm so angry, and I don't know what to do. And this fucking music, there's fucking school's coming up, and I'm moving away. I'm just so fucking irritated. And it's so easy for me to not give a fuck. It really is. But there's also, it's like there's two sides in my brain. Just like, one is like, this is worth it. It could work. And then the other side's just like, fuck it, dude. It's too hard. Just fuck it. No one's gonna listen to it. Unless I pay to promote it. And then people will listen to it. But I don't have the money to do that because I don't have a job, because I'm a bum. People who don't even deserve the praise that they get. And then they just brush it off like, yeah, whatever, I deserve it. I worked so hard. I have all my shit produced for me. I work so hard. I have artists who make my cover art for me. But I work so hard. Oh, raps are so hard to write. And they have a million fans. Million people who will back them up, support them. I don't even know if I'll do this documentary. I don't even know if I'll do this album. It's just, my mind frame switches. I haven't written anything in a week because I just can't. Everything I write, it just sounds so terrible. And then I get frustrated and I start losing it and I start getting mad at myself, and then it's all downhill. It's all downhill. I don't want to go to college. I don't want to do that shit. I just can't bring myself to do it. I just can't. I literally can't do that. Like, I can't even do this high school shit. Your brain goes to really dark places when it's like this, and it's really annoying, and I hate it. I genuinely have hatred for it.
With another one parked in the basement. No, my life is lovely. My parents are broke, but I pay them no mind. I might overdose, but I think I'll be fine. Just ate a shroom, I lost track of the time. Just aim to shoot up a crack in my.
I don't know. There's probably gonna be a lot of cuts, in the final cut. A lot of songs that will never make it. And yeah. I'm just trying to keep my head on straight here through all this chaos, because it's almost like quiet chaos. It's erupting in my mind constantly with school and with moving and all this bullshit, because I've done it so many times. And you guys don't know that. I've moved so many times. So many times. I don't even know how many schools I've gone to at this point. And I know that people don't like to hear about that kind of shit, you know? People don't like to hear about problems that aren't theirs.
And I'm fine with that. I understand that. So I don't want to talk too much about it unless it's just completely taking over me and I need to vent. Because basically the whole point of this documentary is just to document the feelings and the thoughts that I have when I'm going through making this album, that I can look back on one day, you know. And I know it's super amateur, it's not professional at all, and I completely understand that, and I know that, and I'm not aiming for professionalness. I'm just aiming for, you know, a video that has all these thoughts, kind of like the behind the scenes of the album, which is kind of literally what it is. And I'm gonna hopefully I think I'm gonna pay a lot of money to have it promoted, because I'm just tired of this shit. I'm tired of people not hearing my shit. It's really frustrating. I'm tired of making this music knowing that no one will hear it. I'm tired of that shit. So I'm gonna finish the album, get a job maybe, and just save up and then just pay to have it promoted, and pay, I don't know, just anything to climb out of this hole that I'm in. That's kind of where I'm at right now. Damn. Alright, I'm gonna record this. Wait. Oh, bitch. Fuck it up. Yes. I love that guitar. I don't know why I love that guitar riff so fucking much. Walk up in the middle, right? I don't know if I paid it, like I said, I don't know if I was dreaming. But I looked to the peak of the door, it was like pitch black right there. But before I went to bed, the kitchen light was on. And the thing I know, that the other door, there's another door on the other side of the stairs, it was open too. And the light was shining through. Like, shit. It was creepy. How do you know your mom or dad didn't do that? That's what I was saying. I don't know if my dad or his girlfriend did it or not. Huh. I don't know, maybe dreaming though. It was weird though. Oh, little GB open. You did, where's that? In your backpack? Yeah. It's in your backpack. It's got some legato to it. How's that a bass? Fuck out of here with that shit. Your PS4's upstairs, isn't it? Huh? Your PS4's upstairs, ain't it? Yeah. Do you have a Black Ops 1 or 2? A Black Ops 1 for the 360. Which is in there, which my mom doesn't like when I take it because she has to go get it because she plays Madison's movies on it. Oh. What, the Xbox is in there? Is Madison about to go to bed? Probably. I can never go straight off of bass. I have to find some kind of instrument first.
one time.
Perfect.
Like it's hopping up.
It is.
About to put a baseline in here. Ugh, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Yeah.
Can I play Black Ops until she goes to bed? You're nice when she goes to bed.
Yeah, I don't think she's going to bed in there anyway, so
Oh.
you're good. Alright, so this is just a little documentary update. So I'm about to have the show. It's tonight. It's in like 3 hours. And I'm in the bathroom right now because I have friends over. I have just a bunch of people are in the house and they're like all in the different rooms. So I just wanted to privately make this. Oh, that's an awkward angle. I just wanted to privately make this like announcement, I guess, or just something to talk about. The show is in 3 hours, and I have never done anything even similar to this before. I have mixtapes now. It's demos because this is not even close to the full record. Cause there's only 7 tracks, and the full record is gonna have like 15 or something. So I'm just nervous. I'm extremely nervous. And I just wanted to get it off my chest, really. And there's going to be footage of the show, I'm pretty sure, in this documentary. And yeah, so it's in a few hours, and we're just going to see what's going to happen. I don't think anyone's going to take any of these mixtapes. I don't think anyone's going to want them. I mean, I just have them just in case if I do the performance and someone likes it and they're like, hey, do you have any more? Like, do you want to show me what else you got? I don't want to be like, oh, no, I don't have anything. Because they're going to be like, oh, that's really unprofessional. So I have shit just in case, but I don't know. I'm just nervous as hell. If I'm being completely honest, I'm extremely nervous. I'm like, I don't want to tell anybody that I am, but I am fucking nervous. Because there's going to be like 40 people here? Minimum? I mean, it's a cafe. It's a big event. It's not like a lot of people tend to go to these. So I'm really just nervous, man. But yeah, it should be, if all things go well, it'll be fun. It'll be a crazy experience for sure. Crazy vlog footage, crazy documentary footage, crazy Instagram pictures, like, if all things go well. If nothing goes right, then damn, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
was a fucking disaster. I'm just gonna run through what the fuck happened and yeah. So basically, I was nervous as fucking shit, if you couldn't tell. But when I got up on the stage, I was ready to go. I was in a mindset where I was comfortable. I knew my words. I knew everything. I knew what was going to happen. But the thing that threw me fucking off I get up there and I sound check. And I sound corny as fuck while doing it. But I had to sound check, obviously. And it works. And I can hear myself. So we're good. But then maybe halfway through the song, first of all, I'm not moving at all because I didn't take the microphone off the stand, which was a huge fucking mistake. I didn't take the microphone off the stand. So there was nowhere for me to move around or pace or anything. So I literally just stood there looking like an idiot. So that's mistake number one. And then the second one, which wasn't even really my mistake, the sound started dipping out and completely not working. And I couldn't hear myself rapping my lyrics. So I started to panic because I thought that everybody in the entire venue could tell that this was happening, when really it was just me and the people up on the stage. And as you can see, the DJ behind me, he wasn't really doing shit about it. I'm sure he could hear the fucking mic mishaps that was happening, but he just didn't really care to do anything about it. So my mic was going off, couldn't hear what I was saying because it was loud as fuck. And so yeah, it was a clusterfuck, I'll say. I don't know when I'm gonna redeem myself of this performance, but now in the story, I'm fucking ruined by this performance. I wanted to quit. When I was up on that stage, it made me realize that this was not for me. And it fucking hurt. It hurt. I had so many things going through my head up there, but that was the biggest stab in the liver that I could have taken, was knowing that this shit was not going to work for me. Because I watch all these artists that I follow go up there on stage and just kill it, and it's great performance, and then I get up here and just fucking slaughter it in the worst way, and I wanted to quit. So I stopped the documentary. I was going to delete all this footage and never show it. I was not even sure if I wanted to continue with the album. I was thinking about a lot of shit that night when I went home. I was completely ruined by this performance. And what brought me back to continue the documentary and continue the album, I guess, was just knowing that I had no other option. I knew it was either this or go do something else in my life, and I really don't know what else to do right now, so I just chose to finish the album and finish the documentary. But yes, I'm completely aware that was a fucking garbage performance, and it's going to take a lot to come back from that shit. So now we're going to fast forward. A lot of the album that you hear is made throughout this stage where I wasn't filming anything. A lot of the early songs were filmed, but these last, like, I want to say 13 songs, maybe, a lot of songs were made in this, like, 4-month break that I didn't do anything but make music for the album. I didn't film anything because I pretty much gave up on the documentary. So here's a big 4-month jump in the documentary.
Fuck your motherfucking plan. I'm on the road with money in my hand, goddamn. I'm on my own, I'm all alone. This is who I am. Never find another like me.
Yeah, so now I live 3 hours away from all my friends, but, you know, it's brought some clarity to me. And it, in a way, it pulled me out of a situation that I never thought I could escape from. And I'm in a much clearer state of mind now, and that's very reassuring. Um, Considering that I was debating suicide, considering that I was debating running away, um, I was in a very, very dark place because I saw no escape. And I thought that this would not be an escape. Instead, it would be moving into an even darker pit. And it turns out it was the opposite of that. And we're still working on Downerz. Well, I mean, it's done now, but I still worked on Downerz for the 4 months that haven't picked up this camera. Mindset changed a lot, but the goal stayed the same. Finish Downerz and make it great. And I believe that's what I did with what I have. I took what I have, which is pretty much nothing, and turned it into what I believe to be a beautiful project. That is not It's not well mixed. It's not well put together, but the story is stronger than I believe any other album that I've ever heard is. Because it isn't just driven concept. And that's where I think a lot of conceptual albums go wrong for me, is they just get too into the story to almost where the point it's not even telling a story, or it's not an album anymore. It's literally a book, and that's what I didn't want Downerz to be, and that is what Downerz isn't. And I'm very happy. I'm very satisfied with how Downerz has turned out. And now it's December of 2017. Last time I picked it up, it was August, and by my calculations, that was 4 months. August, September, November, December. Isn't that right? I might have just completely butchered that. I never get that right. But it's been a long time, and I've just been in my room 6 hours a day, pretty much, when I'm not at school. Just finishing the album. I've made the album cover. I think the album cover looks great. If you can invest your trust in me, I won't disappoint you. And that's to go to any, big artists that I can reach. I've had a few big artists reach out to me, one being Ziggy Ramo, who is, he is friends with Kalani, or Kaylani, I think that's how it is. And he's pretty big. He does shows and stuff. And he supported one of my posts by commenting on it. Invested in this album. That will always be a part of this album. Every experience that I've had throughout the making of this album, which I don't even know how long it's been, maybe close to, I don't even want to guess. It's been months. Probably more than 6 months. So probably more than half a year that I've been in this situation. I wouldn't consider myself in album mode anymore. My ideas are drained. Everything is drained for me right now. So yeah, as in my struggle still, there's still one main goal, and that is to get out of this house and to be on my own and have money and not, because school is still a huge burden. While it's not as bad as it was, because I have moved and it's different people, it's different school, and it's a different environment, and it's not as big of a burden as it was because of the people mainly, but it is still a burden, and I'm still trying to. I'm not necessarily in a hole anymore, but I'm trying to get away from the hole as far as possible. And I plan to go to, when I'm 18, right now I'm about to be 17, and I plan to go to a city or something where I can have a studio or be in a studio and hopefully make Downerz 2, because there will be a Downerz 2. maybe some of you are wondering why I announced that now. It really isn't that big of a deal. Downers Aren't For Everyone 2 is going to be a thing. And, well, it might. There's a good chance that it will be, but the thing that stopped me from continuing to work on Downers is the mindset was no longer there. And I think that was a very, very important part of Downers. And that's the energy that Downers carries, is that it's not this like crazy like roller coaster of emotions. It's really simple. I'm extremely severely depressed on it. It's very dark and depressing, and that's because the whole album is one mindset, is one huge train of thought, and I believe that it unfolds very well. Of course, there's a few songs on there that I'm not a big fan of because they're not well mixed, because I feel like I could have written better on them. Because whatever be the factor, the reason it's still on there is because I'm still telling a story. Downers is still a story. Because that's been my goal from the start. Tell a story. And Downers is a story, and it's a very important story to me. And if I jeopardize that story by taking a track out that's very important, then it could ruin the story. And the last thing I want to do is ruin the story of Downers, which is very important to me. So there's a lot of tracks on there that are very poorly mixed. I'll admit that. I'm not going to have excuses like, oh, well, blah, 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 whatever. No excuse. Like, I'm telling you straight up, there's bad mixes on here. There's terrible mixes on here. But that's the thing, is like, everybody feels like they have to have these perfect mixes, and that's not what this album is. If you're trying to get on the radio, yeah, you're going to have perfect mixes. You're going to have to fall into this mold that all these people are making. I'm not going to do that. I don't want Downers to be on the radio. Would it be cool? Sure. But am I going out of my way to get it on there? No. Am I going out of my way to make sure that all these producers are like, oh, that's really good mixing? No, it's not my concern at all. My mindset is tell this story and express myself in the best and most beautiful way that I can. And so many great tracks have happened since I've put this camera down and haven't picked it up. So many great tracks have happened. For example, City Pools Part 1 and 2. I love those tracks. I consider it one big track, but that track I love it. It's probably my favorite cut on the album. I love City Pools. One that I'm not too fond of is Rockstars Don't Cry. I'll admit the mixing is terrible. The flow, terrible. There's no switch in the beat. It's boring. But there's a very important story being told in Rockstars. There's a huge story being told. And that story is the character is reunited with an ex-lover, and he's introducing her to this life that he lives now, and she's extremely disappointed in him because he does all these drugs. He's a freaking mess. He is a mess of a person, and all he has is this music, and she's like, you are fucked up. You need to get your life together. And so that's what Rockstars Don't Cry is about. And if I were to cut that out of the album, that part of the story would not be told. And of course I could always, re-record it and make sure the mixing is better. But another thing is energy. Energy on an album or on a song is so important. There's a difference between a song and a moment. I think I've said this before. I got it from Earl Sweatshirt. There's a difference between a song and a moment. A moment, you cannot duplicate a moment. That's not possible. A song, you can duplicate a song. That's easy. You say the same words, get a beat that sounds similar or even the exact same, and redo it. Easy. You can remake a song. This Rockstars Don't Cry is not a song. It's a moment. It's a story being told right before you. I didn't call it an interlude because I don't feel like it fits the interlude category, and also I have 2 other interludes on there. So there's tracks like that you just need to keep an open mind about if you listen to the album. And yeah, that's my update for now. It's been a pretty interesting transition from then and now. A lot has happened, but yeah, so I'm just gonna end it here.